I just came from Mindy's live and I'm not even set up yet. Let me get this and get that and get the other thing, and let me get to my comments over here on my other iPad. Oh, I hope you guys are all doing great. Oh, and of course now I gotta wait for an ad. So I can't even say hi to everybody that's here. As you can plainly see, I didn't finish Cape Cod Afternoon, but we're gonna finish it tonight. We are gonna finish it while we're sitting here. And in fact, I'm so sure that we're gonna finish it that I brought in a secondary thing to work on that we might actually finish as well. So let me just say hi to everybody. Yeah, for round 2, everybody's here. Thank you so much for joining me. Hi, Jody and Jennifer. Hi, Lisetta and Dawn and Sherry and Joe and Susan and Sean again. No, I didn't say, I said Dawn and Sean. Okay. And Sherry and Judy. Hi, V and Karen. Karen Scott, I haven't seen you in a long time. How are you doing? Hi, and Becca. Oh, Jennifer says, I really need to know what the rest of your shirt says. Anonymous is here too, and Sue Layden, Mary Lou, and Kathy. Hello, everyone. The rest of my shirt says, yes, I really do need all of this yarn. And it's got a picture of a crochet hook in a whole bunch of yarn. I got it from a friend for Christmas, and I love this shirt. Not only is it adorably funny, but it is also very, very comfortable. So, like I mentioned, as you can see, I did not finish Cape Cod Afternoon, but I have very few drills left to place. As soon as I'm finished with it, I am going to move on. And I'm sure we're going to get there tonight while we talk. And I am going to also, hopefully tonight, finish this guy, which is, I don't know what the name of it is, but it's the mandala, however you want to say it, from Crystal Canvas Art. Oh, I got to straighten out my camera here. There, that's a little bit better. Now you can see it. Now you guys are not all cattywampus. And what had happened was, hold on, I need to get a drink. Oh, I just feel so rushed. Oh, goodness. Thank you for letting me get a drink. So what had happened was I was working feverishly on this kit, and then I went away and left it sitting on the craft room table, and I vacated out to the living room, and I never made it back into the craft room to finish it because I got hung up on other projects. I started working on a crocheted sweater, crochet granny square sweater. I showed that some of the pieces for it in Mindy's live that I just came from. And then I also picked up a cross stitch project that I had kitted up this project way about a year ago, and I never finished it. Or I mean, not only did I never finish it, I never started it. So I brought it in here so I could show you guys my progress on it. This is after just a couple of days of stitching. It's called Barn Dance. It's a Carolyn Manning pattern, and this is what it's going to look like. Isn't that cool? So cool. I love the colors in it, and I love it. Just reminds me so much of like an Amish painted barn, and I think it's so nice looking. And so I got quite a bit done so far for just working on it for 2 days, and not like full 2 days, just here and there. But I was busy working on that, and then I was busy working on this Crystal Canvas art design, and you know, I just got myself, I need a pen. Where's my pen? Did I not bring a diamond paper? Oh, there it is. I was going to say, did I not bring a pen in here with me? So what's everybody working on tonight? I love to hear what you guys have going on, what projects you're working on. And then for the second question, I also want to know, what did everybody buy today? Did anybody buy anything today from Dreamer Designs or Diamond Art Club? I had a hard day of pouting, a very hard day of pouting, because there was a diamond painting that was released today that I really wanted. And I am on spending restriction right now, imposed by my lovely husband. And that doesn't happen too often. Usually, usually I'm kind of in charge of my own money, but there was we had some big bills come up, and so we had to put a limit uh, on our spending, and that included craft supplies, unfortunately. So I wasn't able to get it. And then he kept teasing me about it, which I didn't think was very nice at all. He kept saying, "Oh, is it still available? Did it sell out?" And I'm like, "You jerk." I wanted Persephone, Sue. I don't remember the name of the artist, but she's a pink lady, and she's got the skulls nipping at her toes, and she's kind of pushing the skeletons away. Well, hello again, Yvonne. Karen says you've been busy as a bee. Yeah, I bet you have been, Karen, getting ready for the end of the school year. I know, Jennifer, isn't this a really cool shirt? Oh, did you guys see my, if you watched my Yarny video, but I don't know, I think it was behind my head when I was doing Mindy's live just a minute ago. I'm going to pan the camera around and see if you can see this. It's that little sign over on my shelf that says "I'm a knobby hooker." So funny, so funny. Oh, now I totally ruined my camera angle. Try to get it back to the way it was. Oh, and you couldn't even see it. I sent it around and I couldn't even see it. Mindy said, "You already know." I already know what? What do I already know? Hey, Tammy, how are you? Hi, Kaden. Yvonne, hello again. Dawn says she's working on the Gazebo by the Sea by Alan Gianni. Nice. I do not have any Alan Giannis, so I was not able to participate in this event. I don't know why I don't. I just don't. So I wasn't able to participate in this event, but I'll catch up on the next one. I'm looking forward to doing the Pride event in June, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to use a diamond painting that I've already started. I still have quite a bit left to go on it. So I'm hoping that it doesn't have to be a new start. If it doesn't have to be a new start, it's like it's from DP with Sparklers. It's like a lady with rainbow. She's like, it's a black background and she has like a rainbow hair and face. So I did something. Okay, you guys are probably wondering what I'm doing here with all these baggies. When last week, or maybe you didn't even notice, but last week this was all kitted up in storage containers. And what had happened was, I thought I was going to start a new project. Don't worry, don't yell at me just yet. I did not start a new project, but I did take all of the drills out of their storage containers and I put them into baggies for long-term storage, even though I wasn't finished with this, because I wanted my storage containers to be available for kitting up a new project. But I haven't done it yet. I haven't kitted something, kitted it up yet. Simply Complicated. What? Thank you so much. You know what? I'm gonna take a picture of that and show it to him, and that way I'm gonna take a picture of your comment and show it to him. So maybe he'll pitch in. Thank you so much. That's so sweet of you. Jennifer's working on Brismosphere. I love Briz Bazaar. I wish that I had more of their stuff. It's so cool because it's so colorful and so many neat shapes and everything. I really like Briz Bazaar. I got, which one was it? Chronic, I think it is. I think it's what it's called. And I gave that to my niece because she's quite a fan of the Devil's Lettuce. And I think that's the one that has the big marijuana leaves on it. For some reason, I've been loving to say the Devil's Lettuce lately. I just used that phrase the other day. I don't know if it was in Mindy's live or in our crochet live or what, but I remember I used that phrase not too long ago. Yvonne's working on Lizzie Falcon. May the Force be Pico. Cool. I love Lizzie Falcon. In fact, I was going through my drills because I was looking. I was talking. Where? I'm trying to think. Was it in my live on Thursday that I was talking about working on a pre-existing whip? And I decided, and one of you said that they just finished Train of Dreams. So I was looking for my canvas and my drills for Train of Dreams, and I came across two that I have kitted up, two Lizzie Falcons that I have kitted up. And I'd really like to work on those too. As well. One is Feast of Friends, which is like Alice in Wonderland one, and the other is Flora, which is a primarily black and gray and pink diamond painting. So I probably will save that one till the fall, just because right now I'm feeling the need for bright colors. Does anybody else like that, where spring is here and you just feel the need for color? So yeah, Tammy, you're working on your J Wall and In Between Autumn Oasis by Alan Gianni. Cool. Yvonne, you bought 2 paintings for 2 friends. That's so sweet. That is really nice of you. It's nice when you get to make somebody's day, just like Simply Complicated just made my day. Thank you so much. Dawn didn't buy anything today. Tammy says, I wanted the teacup sitting on the books, but my husband said no buying until after the trip in June. I'm sad. Same. My husband said the same thing. But you know, he kept kind of teasing me. Like, did it sell out yet? And I thought like he was teasing me because he was going to break down and let me get it. And he never broke down and let me get it. And then he said this morning, he was like, I'm going to go to the grocery store and I'm going to go mushroom hunting. We have, I think I talked about this last week. We have morel mushrooms that are in season right now. And morels are very difficult to find, and they're kind of a delicacy mushroom. We do have some that grow on our property here. We're very lucky to have them. But we don't have quite enough to make a meal to make a meal for 3 people. And what we do with them is we just saute them with butter and onions and then put them on our steak. So he wanted, and we don't have enough on our property to do that. So he was going to go mushroom hunting when he went to the grocery store. And then he said, oh, but I don't know if I'll be back by noon. So that made me think that he needed to be back by noon so that we could order that diamond painting. But then he never said anything after that. So I am going to show him that picture of that super chat, and I'm going to say, look, now I can get it. So hopefully it'll still be there and I can get it. That's exactly what I'm going to get. Thank you so much. And he'll just have to put a little bit towards it. Caden, why am I... Caden hates my pen. I know, I had a different one in here to use. And I don't know what happened to it, if it rolled off the table or what. Caden hates this pen, and I know it's an ugly, ugly pen, but it is so stinking comfortable. It's my most comfortable pen. And I try to use something else just because Caden has made me self-conscious about this one. But, you know, sometimes you got to go for, when you get old, you'll understand someday, Caden. When you get older, you go for comfort before fashion. When you're younger, you'll go through any amount of misery as long as you look good. But as you get older, you learn that comfort is way more important. So I'm dealing with the ugly pen because it is way more comfortable. And I've been doing an awful lot of diamond painting this week, and so my bump on my middle finger is a little bit sore. So this one is a little bit less irritating. Judy's working on War Pony from DAC. It's one that I got at Hobby Lobby clearance. Doing it for a housewarming gift for a friend. Nice. Nice. April's here. Hi, April. Yeah, long time no see. From Michigan. Woohoo! What part of Michigan are you in again? I forgot. Oh, Sue's on a no-buy. Because of the funeral. I'm sorry about that. Judy spent her Maycraft budget on yarn. Hey, I hear you there. I'm super thirsty tonight. Sorry about that. Sean is working on Upon the Night by Alan Gianni. But Heaven Sent and Persephone. Oh, shh, she whispers. Not Sean, I mean Dawn. Yeah. That Persephone is really cool looking. And I don't even remember the name of the artist. Isn't that terrible? Some people, they know the painting, the artist, everything. And I can't remember the name of the artist. Unless it's somebody, that I'm very familiar with. I never remember the name of the artist. So that was a good time at Mindy's Live. That hour and a half went by so lickety-split fast. I had told Jody earlier that I was telling her, I have to go live. Oh, and I told Jeff, I'm going live right after going live with Mindy. I don't know if I'll be able to talk for 3 whole hours straight. But it went by so fast on Mindy's Live that I don't think that we're going to have any problems. No problems at all getting through this one. So I've been do a balancing act between working on the crystal canvas art designs and working on that cross stitch project, and then also crocheting. And I'm making that granny square sweater that I showed in Mindy's Live, and I'm also working on a bag that Jody shared the pattern with me, and I'm using my new Red Heart color block yarn. I'm not a big fan of Red Heart usually, but this is nicer than average softness wise. And it's just for a bag, so it's, it'll be just fine and dandy. It'll work out just fine. And I think I'm going to make actually a couple of those bags with different contrasting colors. But I have not worked on this. So you guys are going to be able to see me finish this, because I'm sure that I'll be getting finished with this by the time we're done with this live. I'm sure of it. The painting is $59, but then with the VIP 15% off, it comes to $51, but then with shipping, it'll probably be $61. Caden, I never have enough projects going. I love to have lots of projects going. In fact, I was talking to Jody because if you guys have followed me at all, you'll know that I have a horrible, horrible sleeping situation going on right now. And I'm sleeping like a baby sleeps, where I am sleeping for 3 hours and then I'm up for 6 hours and then I sleep another 3 hours and I'm up 6 hours. And this has been going on for quite a while. So I woke up at 1:30 this morning and I was talking to Jody, and I decided that what I would do is I would work 1 hour on each project and switch off and on. So I ended up working on one project for 2 hours each, and that worked out a little bit better because then I actually got to see some progress. But I've been doing that since last night, and that's been working out really well, except I wasn't working on this because this was in the craft room and I was working out in the living room, and I had a bunch of crap piled on my table in here because I was looking for something, and I just piled everything on the table. So before I could go live with Mindy, I had to clear everything off this table and kind of put it away. And it was nice though, because I did get a fair amount of organization done in the craft room. I got some yarn put away that had been hanging out in bags and boxes. I've been doing a really good job of not buying yarn too. For me, if anybody has been with me since the very start of my channel, you'll know that I was a compulsive buyer. Like, I was compulsive and impulsive. I was always buying stuff, craft supplies, and I've really, really tamed myself down to where I'm only getting something if I really want it. You know, I'm not like, oh, there's a good sale, I better take advantage of that, or just buy things that I kind of like. I was talking about, I don't remember who I was talking about this to, but I can remember when I first started buying from Diamond Art Club. I think it was, I can't even remember. I couldn't tell you what year it was. But when I first started buying from Diamond Art Club, they had such a limited selection available that I would buy paintings that I didn't absolutely love, but just because that was what they had available. And so I ended up with, quite a few paintings that I'm not in love with, but I got them just because I needed something and to work on, and that's all they had, you know. But now, jeepers, there's hundreds of paintings that they have available at any one given time. Maybe even 1,000. I don't know. V's gonna steal that term. Your daughter works at a devil's lettuce store here in town. That's cool. Others are on my wish list, Jennifer says. Reminds me of when my kids were little. Yes, exactly. Those black fuzzy posters with the highlighters. Definitely. That's definitely what it's like. Yes, I need, as soon as spring arrives, I definitely need big colored, bold colored pictures. Thank you, Sherry. You do you. Yes, I know Persephone still, well, it was still available when I looked before Mindy's live. I'm going to have to, as soon as I get off here, I'm going to have to get with Jeff and see if he'll See if he'll let me get it now. Thank you. You haven't bought anything, Jennifer, since the one with the owls at Dreamers Design. What one is that? I don't. The one with the owls. Are they realistic owls? Or are they like the Diamond Art Club Crazy Bird owls? I can't remember. Sue will be able to tell me the name of the artist. The one that does like the Cletus and, you know, the crazy owls. Cartoony almost. I really like those owls. I wish I would have started collecting those from the beginning. And I know that a lot of those were limited edition. I'm hoping that they say that those aren't going to come back. So I wish I would have started my collection right from the very start, because those guys are so cute. All those birds, those crazy birds. Also, with Lizzie, we were talking about Lizzie Falcon. I also like working on Lizzie Falcon paintings because I do quite like working on kits from Treasure Studios Art, because they have the mounted adhesive and it's more like double-sided than like poured glue. And I really enjoy working on double-sided adhesive canvases. And I know that that's a very unpopular opinion, but double-sided adhesive is one of my very favorite things to work on, which I think might be a reason why I'm so addicted to these Diamond Painting Deutschland Josephine walls, because they are double-sided adhesive. I think that's one of the selling points for me. That and the confetti, the lots and lots of colors, the 270 colors are a big draw for me. So, doesn't sound like too many of you bought anything today, which that's good. Yeah, and I do need to save up for the retreat, because you know there will be vendors there at the retreat. DP with Sparklers will be there. Enablers Outpost will be there selling things. I believe that Jenny, the Uncrafty Crafter, will be there. She sells cover minders and the glue dots. And who else is going to be there as a vendor? I'm trying to think. But there will be a few vendors at the retreat. Oh, there's going to be a hand-dyed yarn vendor there. It's someone that's local to Mindy here in Michigan. I can't recall the name of her company, but she's going to send some yarns with Mindy, kind of on consignment kind of deal. So there'll be some beautiful hand-dyed yarns to choose from. And then I'm also doing something for the swag bags. I'm going to be contributing or donating some embroidery kits. I probably shouldn't tell you guys that, because swag bags are supposed to be a surprise. So I'm going to shut up right now. But I got to save up to be able to get the supplies for those as well. So, but yeah, just, you know, here's a question. For those of you who don't live in Michigan, number one, have you ever heard of morel mushrooms? And number two, if you have heard of them, do you go pick them where you live? I don't know if morels grow outside of Michigan, or if they're just like a Michigan or northeastern thing. Has anybody else ever heard of morel mushrooms? They're very delicious. I know I keep circling back to the mushroom conversation, but that just dawned on me. Anybody else ever hear of them? Morel mushrooms? They're Morel. Oh, Paula, you alternate between thicker and thinner pens? Yeah, I do too. I do too. Oh, Caden, you're working on the Kraken. Awesome. I love Ennis Guerrero. You know that's my girl. I love her stuff. Oh, Jody's here, but eating dinner. What's for dinner tonight, Jody? Jody always has good stuff. Jody's excellent. I've never eaten any of her food, but I've seen pictures of her dinners. And Jody is a very good cook. Hopefully, when she comes to visit me, maybe she'll cook for me and teach me how to make a few things. Because this is so weird. Have you ever had a skill and lost it? I used to be a very good cook, and I don't cook as much anymore because before I was cooking for a family of 5. And that's really kind of all I know how to cook for is a big family. And so now that we're just a family of 3, um, everything seems like a waste. Like it seems like such a waste to make a great big meal and there's so much left over. And I have not mastered how to cook for just 3. So maybe when Jody's here, she will teach me how to cook some things um, that I can make for in a smaller quantity. Look at me, I'm all vol and I do have PayPal, Yvonne. Yeah, of course. Oh, oh, you live in Oregon. Okay, all right. I thought you said greetings from MI. Sorry about that, April. Yes, Simply Complicated. I did see Bag a Day's contest, and I don't know. I was talking. Mindy and I were talking about it yesterday, and as of yesterday, I don't know whether or not I'm going to participate or not. Is anybody here going to participate in the in Bag a Day's contest? She's having a contest where you have to create a garment, a wearable, and you have to use any of her stitch tutorials, but not like a sweater tutorial. You have to use a stitch tutorial and create a garment out of it. And you have until I think April 15th, or I'm sorry, June 15th, to send in a picture of your finished garment, and then you'll be entered to win the contest. And of course, you know, with Bag o' Day, she has excellent, excellent giveaways. So you know it's going to be a great giveaway. And I think that for this one, you know, usually when she does her giveaways and it's just one of those things where you comment on her video and that's how you're entered to win the prize. This one, because you actually have to, you know, do something, I'm thinking that there's going to be less people who enter. So you're going to have a greater chance to win because I know usually her contests have about 4,500 responders or close to 5,000 people who respond. So your chances aren't really all that great to win one of her giveaways. But with this, I think that you might have a better chance. I would love to win a Bag a Day giveaway. She does excellent, excellent um, boxes when she does hers. Kaden, yes, I'm going to finish this painting. I am going to finish this painting today. I know I said that last week, but we already went over that. Oh, Ellie Mate. That's, yep, Richard Lorenz. That's who it's called. Or that's what his name is. Joe, you still have the very first 2 Diamond Art Clubs you ever bought and you've not done them? That's interesting. Oh, yeah, Kieran, you're right. Jamie and Nicole are going to be there. Jamie and Nicole are Bella Art de Nicole. And yes, Crashly. Crashly is a vendor also. Thank you, Mindy. Thank you. Dun dun dun. Hi, Brenda. I didn't see you. No, you're not. You're just a casserole queen, Jody. That's not true. You're an excellent cook. Excellent cook. Yeah, Mindy, it is my email. Yep, that's exactly what it is, Mindy. Jennifer, you're not going to participate in Bag a Day in the contest? I'm thinking about it. I've got to go back through her playlist of stitch tutorials and see if anything pops into my mind. You know, I'd like to make a summer top. I've been looking at summer top patterns, and I would like something that uses either a lace weight or a sport weight yarn, just because that's what I happen to have available to me. And I don't want to use a worsted weight yarn because I want something that's going to be very lightweight. And Crystal tends to do most of her tutorials. She tends to, do thicker weight yarns. And I suppose, though, with a stitch tutorial, you could adapt it to whatever yarn size you want, I suppose. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do with that lace weight yarn that I got from Darn Good Yarns in my for my subscription box. I have 900 yards of lace weight yarn. If anybody has any suggestions or ideas, email them to me. I'll put my email in the chat because I'm looking for. I'm looking for something very specific. Sue says, give me a call after your live, please. Okay, I certainly will, ma'am. Will it be too late? Simply Complicated says, I wanted to make a pair of shorts out of one of her granny squares, but I don't know how to turn it into shorts. Okay, I've got an idea for you. Hold on, I'm going to get up for a second and go grab my granny squares that I've got on the floor there. Because I was thinking about this too. I told Mindy a couple weeks ago I want to make shorts. Crocheted shorts. Alright, so. I found my needle. Oh, it's a darning needle, darn it. Haha, get it? It's a darning needle, darn it. So what you would want to do is you would do your waist. So do a waist measurement and then make squares. So this, like, let's say this is going to be the front panel of the waist. Then, then you would put those around, and then you would want to go like this and not sew these together. So does that make sense? So sew these together, and sew right here, and then sew those together, but then leave this unsewn. Sew these together, and then do the same in the back. And then when you're done with that, you'll have 4 or however many you need to get around your thighs, and fold it like so, and sew it together there and there. I mean, you're obviously your thighs aren't that skinny, or maybe they are. If so, lucky you. I could probably figure it out. I could probably figure it out. I think there is actually, I think I saw a tutorial for granny square shorts. Do I have your, who said that? Simply Complicated. Send me an email at my email address I just put in the chat, and I will send you a link to the pattern that I found for granny square shorts, because I just saw a pattern for granny square shorts recently. In fact, I think it's on my YouTube channel. I have a playlist that's called Crochet, and I believe that I saved that pattern to my playlist. But I might not have. In any event, if you send me an email, I'll email you back with a link to that pattern. Oh, heck yeah, I wanted to win that Addie Knitting machine too. You know, that's one of those things where I don't know how often I would use it, but I still want it. But it's so expensive. Those Addie knitting machines are over $200 to get the big version that you need for making hats and that. So I wasn't all about. It's one of those things where, like, let's say I had a windfall of money. Let's say I won the lotto, which I never would because I don't play. But let's say I won the lottery, I would purchase an Addie knitting machine for sure. For sure. Yeah, I never expect to win any of her giveaways just because there's so many people who participate. But that was the one where when I watched the video that announced the winner, I was like, please pick me, please pick me, please pick me. Jennifer, I don't believe that. Jennifer said that designing her own garment is out of her range. I don't believe that at all. I think you could do it. In fact, I'm sure you could. Uh-oh, now I lost my bag that these drills came out of. There it is. Oh, it won't be too late. Okay, Sue, I'll call you when we're finished. Mindy, that's funny. There are 2. There aren't enough granny squares to go around your thighs. You could always make your squares bigger. You know what I mean? Just keep going. Just make your granny square a little bit bigger. Which is probably what I would do if I was making shorts. I probably wouldn't make my squares this size. Because these are 5-inch squares. I would probably go around a couple more times. Jody, I thigh sweat enough in the summer. I don't need yarn there. That's funny. Ooh, really? I like Alt Knots. Yeah, if you guys have never checked out Alt Knots is a very cool channel. She does some different stuff. She does some really different stuff. And I didn't see the electric knitting machine. I didn't see that video yet. I'll have to go check that out. That sounds very cool, though. I am encouraged. Yes, Mindy, I think you're right. Winning one of her giveaways is harder than winning the lottery. I think you're probably right. I still enter them though because you never know. You never know. Just like my mom used to say, the sun even shines on a dog's ass some days. Isn't that a nice thing for my mom to say? Want to hear another one of my mom's pearls of wisdom? If I would ever say, I wish this or I wish that, she would tell me, wish in one hand, shit in the other, and see which one fills up faster. Now, isn't that a loving, motherly thing to say? My mom is something else. My mom is something else. For sure. But then my dad, his saying about that, if I would say, I wish this or I wish that, he would say, if wishes were fishes, we'd all have a few. Which was a much cuter saying than want in one hand, shit in the other, and see which one fills up faster. I never quite understood the point of that. Like, which one would fill up faster? Depends on how much stuff you want, I guess. Depends on how much you go to the bathroom, how much you go number two. See, Sherry, yes. Jennifer could definitely do it. I believe that. I've seen her work too. Oh my God, your mom used to say that too? Sean, your mom used to say that one too? I thought my mom was the only meanie bobini. It used to make me so mad when I was a teenager and she would say that. I would get so angry with her. I was like, seriously, can't you just be a little bit encouraging? Yep. Okay, I've got an even older saying for you. And I was in my 30s before I figured out what my grandma even meant by this. She would tell me, if I'd ask her what she's been up to or what she's doing, how things are going or what she's been up to, she would tell me that she's been busier than a cat covering up on a hot tin roof. And I never got it. I didn't get it forever, but finally I did get it as an adult, because if a cat was trying to cover up and it's on a tin roof, it's not going to get anywhere. It's just going to keep scratching and scratching. But that was one of her sayings. What else was one of my grandma's sayings? My grandma was so cute. She would use her purse was her pocketbook. Her couch was not a couch, it was a Davenport. She always called it her Davenport. Also, the cutest thing my grandma did was, if we were going to be going somewhere, she would say, hold on, Al. That was my grandpa's name was Al. Hold on, Al, I gotta go put my face on. So she'd go in the bathroom and get in the medicine cabinet and get out her lipstick and put lipstick on. And then she was ready to go. To her, that was putting her face on. Just lipstick, no other makeup, just her lipstick. And then she had her face on, which I think is so adorable. Well, Dawn, of course I've said that to my kids. That's what sayings like that are for. I live for the day that I get to tell my kids the same crap that my mom told me. You know? Just like I can remember my mom, and she didn't do this to me as so much as my sister, because my sister was the one who gave her gray hair. I hope you grow up and have kids just like you. Did your moms ever say that? I bet you they did. I bet you everybody's mom said that to them at one point or another in their life. I hope you grow up and have kids just like you so you'll know what it's like. And she said that to my sister a lot. And wouldn't you know it, my sister did grow up and have kids just like her. They were little, they gave her run for her money. That's for sure. That is for sure. Trying to think of some of my other grandma isms, other little sayings she would say. My grandpa didn't swear. My grandpa would call people if he was really, really mad at someone and he was telling a story about somebody he didn't like and somebody that really, really upset him. He would say, well, that pot licker, he didn't even give me the right amount. Everybody was a pot licker. Everybody that made him mad was a pot licker. That was his dirtiest swear word. You knew Grandpa was mad if he called somebody a pot licker. I'm subscribed to a YouTuber that's showing how you do knitting stitches on a knitting machine, but you, Angie, can crochet faster than pulling stitches over pegs. Yeah. You know, we used to have this, my grandma had this machine, and I don't even know what you would call it. It was old. It was my aunt's when she was a kid, so it was, from the 50s. Um, it was a machine that you cranked and you fed yarn into it, and it made this knitted tube. And I loved playing with it. I just absolutely had a blast playing with it when I was a kid, but I never quite understood what you would do with all these knitted tubes after you were done with them. Because they were small, they were only about that big around. You'd end up with all these knitted tubes. Your dad used to say, take a long walk off a short pier. Yep, go stand in the middle of the highway and flag down traffic. Yep, I heard that one too. Both of those. Yep, it was always the Davenport. She was always doing something on the Davenport. And don't forget the pocketbook. Hey, Rhonda, how you doing? Oh, yep, an icebox. Yes. Was it an I-cord maker? What's an I-cord maker? I don't know, Jody. I've never heard that phrase before. An I-cord maker. I don't know. Your uncle used to say, you can call me anything, but don't call me late for supper. Yup, that was a good saying too. Yeah, but my favorite one was to want in one hand and shit in the other. See what one fills up faster. So classy. Such a classy broad. Jody said, my dad used to trick me out of my allowance with heads I win, tails you lose. That's so funny. That was hilarious. That was so funny. I don't know if you guys remember this or not, but I'm going to tell the story again just in case. So, Mindy and I were doing a video where we were doing heads or tails to see who would get to take home and work on the big dreamer design I'm painting first. And so I said, okay, well, we'll flip a coin. And Mindy said, okay, that'll work. And I said, okay, well, heads I win, tails you lose. She said, okay. And so she didn't get, and so I said it again. I'm like, okay, heads I win, tails you lose. And she looked at me kind of funny. She's like, okay, heads I win, tails you lose. And it took her a minute to get that. Either way you looked at it, she was going to lose. It was hilarious. I guess you had to be there, but it was very funny. And I think I got fooled as a kid by the heads I win, tails you lose game probably quite a bit, which is where I learned it from getting screwed as a kid out of whatever the coin flip was for. If it was raining and I'd object to going, my mom would say that we weren't going in a horse-drawn wagon. In other words, the car had a roof. Yep. Oh, Brenda, did I ever have shit on a shingle for supper? Absolutely. That was one of my mom's famous favorite dishes was shit on a shingle. She loved it. Now, what was your shit on a shingle? Because I've heard it described many ways. To some people, shit on a shingle is sausage gravy um, over toast. Ours was more like a hamburger gravy over bread or toast, and that was our shit on a shingle. That was so funny. I had a good time with that. That was a good laugh. That's true, Paula. Yep, the little tube bacon served its purpose. Yep, you're absolutely right. And that was my only experience with yarn. I mean, my grandma tried to teach me how to knit when I was a kid, but I think I was just way too young. And I not that I didn't not that I couldn't have grasped the concept, because I definitely could have grasped the concept, but I don't think I cared. I think I was too young, and I didn't pay enough attention to it because I didn't care enough about it. I wish that as an older adult before she passed away, I wish that I would have shown more interest in it and been a little bit more serious about it. Because I was talking to Sue the other day, and um, I'm gonna I promise I'm not gonna switch teams or anything. I promise I'll always be team crochet. Uh, but I think that I would like to really learn how to knit. Now, when I say learn how to knit, I mean learn how to knit productively. Because I can do it. I mean, I can cast on and I can do a knit and a purl, but I'm very fumbly at it, and I'm just not very good at it. So I've decided that I think that I do want to learn how to knit productively. One of those. What a farce. Okay, let's see. We're going to look for that red. We're going to look for those two dots. I promise you, promise you. And I don't often make promises because, then you got to keep them. But I promise you, this is the last time you guys will see this diamond painting before it's completed. The next time you see it, it will be done. Okay, Brenda, yours was corned beef gravy over toast. Dawn's was chipped beef over toast. Okay. Ooh, the nasty meat in a glass jar. Oh my gosh, one of my very, very, very favorite things in the world is corned beef hash out of the can. I love corned beef hash out of a can. I prefer it better than, because I've had like homemade corned beef hash, where they actually make the corned beef and put it with the potatoes, with the big chunks of potatoes. I would much rather have what is it, Aunt Mary's, or no, Mary's Kitchen. Mary's Kitchen corned beef hash out of a can is my absolute favorite. I might have to have Jeff put that on the grocery list. I haven't had that in a really long time, and I love it. It's probably akin to someone who loves Spam. Do I have any Spam lovers out there? And you guys like Spam? I cannot stand Spam. I think Spam is gross. Even fried Spam, any kind of Spam. Spam is yucky. I don't. You would never convince me otherwise. Exactly, Jody. There's a ton of knit wearables that I would love to make. I'll see a sweater sometimes and not know if it's knit or crochet, and I'll think, "Oh my god, that's gorgeous! I love that. I want to make it." And look at it, and nope, it's knit. You know what I mean? Like, can't make that. It's knit. So I really, really, really want to learn how to make knit projects, especially knit garments. And I know that knitting takes longer than crocheting, but I don't care. I mean, I got nothing but time on my hands. I got nothing but time. I just would like to get good enough. And I think that I need to just practice because my tension is off. My tension seems to be very haphazard when I have tried knitting in the past. And I have some knitting needles here somewhere. I bought from one of our yarn shops we went to. Um, I just don't know where. They're somewhere in the craft room. Me and Jody will find them when she comes to visit and we organize the craft room. They'll pop out. They'll pop out from somewhere. I thought I had found them, but I only found the package to them. So obviously I took them out of the package. They're around here. It's just a matter of where. Oh, you love it too? Cool. Bacon flavored Spam. Now, Joe, I might be able to do bacon flavored Spam. I think that's what gets me is the flavor of it, not so much the texture of it. I can deal with the texture of it, but it's the flavor I don't like. Of course, I'm not a big fan of ham. Like the flavor of ham, I'm not a huge fan of that. The only time I really like ham is if it's in bean soup, which I made some bean soup after Easter, and it was delicious. Made a huge pot of ham or of bean soup and split pea. I do like a good split pea soup as well. Split pea is good. Boy, all this talking about food is making me hungry. We ate a little bit early today. Jeff made ribs on the grill, so it takes him about he slow cooks the ribs, so it takes him about 4 hours to make us ribs on the grill. It was good. Did I just use the wrong? I'm thinking I used the wrong color. No, I couldn't have. No, I didn't. I did! You guys! I just put the wrong color drill in all those spots. I've got to pick off all these drills. Did I? Yes. Look at what I did. Okay, look at these two blues. Look at those symbols. I was supposed to do this one, and I did this one. Ugh! So frustrating. So I've got to pick off all of those drills now. Ay, ay, ay. Corned beef out of a can is the shit. Don't know how you all finished so many crafts. Only one painting so far. Rhonda, you know why? Because you're busy with other things. I remember I did a video, and I wish I would have kept up with this. I did a video last year showing all of the diamond paintings that I had finished in the previous 6 months. And I got so many comments about, oh, I don't understand how you could get that much finished, da 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 da. Well, the reason I can is because crafting is all I do. It's basically my job. I craft all day, every day. And a lot of other people don't have that obsessive, let's call it an obsessive personality. Your life is probably a lot better balanced than mine is, and you're doing a lot of other things than just crafting. Can't believe I gotta pick off all these drills. That really frosts my apples. That's another saying. That's another old saying. My grandmother would never swear. My grandmother or grandfather would never swear. So if she wanted to say something pissed her off, she would say it frosts her apples. Has anybody ever heard of that saying? That one really frosts my apples. Yeah, it happens. It happens. Ay, 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 ay. Chaps my ass. Yep, I've heard chaps my ass. I can't even imagine how bad a chapped ass would be. Jennifer, yes, Jennifer's my co-crafter. Jennifer also crafts all day. Jennifer, I know you can come up with a wearable. Oh, goodness. See, that wasn't too bad. All right. Not too bad. I got him picked up. Oh, Kieran says frosts my buns. I've never heard frosting buns. Frosted buns sound good. Sweet buns. Oh yeah, Paula. Canned corned beef hash, fried crispy with a sunny egg on top. Heck yeah. We need to find somebody. We're in a serious we went from getting no eggs to now we're getting too many eggs. And we are just like we need to eat eggs every meal or something because we are overrun with eggs. Karen has a total of 22 finishes and 3 years of diamond painting. That's respectable. That's, what is that? Painting every month and a half. And you do big paintings, so I think that's a respectable amount to have done. Dawn, you could craft all day too? See, if you're able to do that, you definitely get a lot more done. But if you're like me, and you bounce from project to project to project, they don't get done or if you get almost to the point of being done and then you switch to something else like I do, it can also take a while. Which is hence why I have 50 plus diamond painting whips. But I'm going to work on them. I'm going to make a concerted effort to bust through all of my whips. Not going to do like I did, about a year and a half ago, where I decided to do no new starts for an entire month. That was hell on earth for me. Not going to go that far. In the end, it's all about what makes you happy. Right, Right, exactly, Jennifer. What's the worst that could happen? The worst that could happen is that you end up frogging out a bunch of stuff. And it's so simple to make a top. Basically, if you want to do it easy, just make a front panel and a back panel and sew them together and have a boat neck, where you don't even have to do any shaping around the neckline. And then just do, a simple single crochet border around the neck and the sleeves. Easy enough. It's easy as two rectangles. Thank you, Joe. Yes, no craft gifts for Christmas. No craft gifts for Christmas. That's right. I'm not putting myself through that again. I've done it 2 years in a row now, and it's been so stressful for me. And I'm not going to do it again this year. Yeah, Paula, that would be. I think Mindy is booked for the year in terms of events, but that is a good idea. I think there is a slash or stash event going on throughout the year. Am I wrong? Does anybody know anything about that? I think there is an event that someone's hosting that's a slash or stash event where you're. But that, I guess that's not a no new start event. That would be something different, wouldn't it? I suppose I could do that. But I don't know how dedicated I could be to not doing any new starts. So, who here, I want to know from you guys, who here, other than diamond painting, do you do any other crafts? And I know a lot of you do, but what are they? What else do you do besides diamond painting? Marianne, you cross stitch, okay. See, I thought so, Sean. I thought that there was somebody doing that. Oh, Karen, you have a Cricut now. Have you gotten any time to play with that? To make anything with your Cricut? Cricuts are... Yeah, that's another machine that I would love to have one, but I don't know what I would do with it if I did have it. Like, they're pretty expensive, and I exactly know what I would do with it. Like, it'd be nice to have one, but I don't know why. Nancy says, I paint rocks, knit, and crochet. All right. Dawn crochets and cross stitches. Cynthia crochets and cross stitches. Just crochet. I used to cross stitch, but it's too hard on my eyes now. Same. Joe used to cross stitch. I latch hook. Yep, I latch hook too. I'm having fun with that. Tammy, I can cross stitch, but haven't in years. Yeah, I kind of stitched myself out with cross stitch. I was doing so much of it, and then I started getting into working on 40 count linen and doing one thread over two squares, and that was so tedious and so little, and it took so long to make any progress. and it kind of burnt me out on cross stitching for a while. But I'm really enjoying that project. I'm really enjoying this one that I started, this barn dance. And I think the reason I'm enjoying it is because it's in blocks of color. So it's really pretty easy to do, and it's going to look magnificent when it's done. It's going to be quite big though. In fact, I think that I am going to go work on that for a while before I take my next baby nap. Oh, Catherine, you do embroidery? I can do hand embroidery. I enjoy doing it. I just haven't in a long time. But I do enjoy doing it. I have tons of embroidery kits. I don't do freehand embroidery, or I don't make my own patterns. I'm not that advanced, but I do enjoy doing the pre-printed canvas embroidery kits. So oh, Karen just sent me a picture of what she did with her Cricut. Very, very cute. That's adorable. See? That's really cute. I love that. I love it. Good job, Karen. Yeah, Joe, I'm a big fan of the pre-printed cross-stitch kits. I know some people consider it cheating, but to me you're making the same motions and you end up with the same result, and to me it's the same as a counted cross stitch. But well, you guys, I think I'm going to get going a little bit early tonight. I have been jibber-jabbing now for almost 3 hours, and I am feeling a little bit tired. And I'm not going to lie, I've got to pee. To be completely honest with you, I have to go potty. So I think I'm going to say goodnight to you guys for the night, just a little bit early. So thank you, Anonymous, again so much. Oh, Marcy used to scrapbook. You know what? You could sell your scrapbook supplies. I like on Facebook Marketplace or something. I bet you could get some good money out of that stuff. A lot of people would definitely pay for scrapbook supplies. Oh, Sean does cross stitch embroidery, furniture painting, quilt, general sewing, and any DIY that I fancy. I admire you. I too want to learn how to quilt. That's on my bucket list of things I want to do, is learn how to quilt. In fact, that's why I got a sewing machine in the first place, was to learn how to quilt. So someday that'll happen. I don't know when, but one of these days it will happen. Anyways, everybody have a great night. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I will see you tomorrow. I've got a video coming out tomorrow. So I'll see you then. Talk to you soon. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.